I'm Zach Martin on the Big Fat American Radio Network. We're with my good friend, Mark Bego, who's authored a plethora of books. You like how I use the word plethora in there?
I like that.
Yeah, I got my thesaurus out, so I figured
I'll play Scrabble and use that.
Oh, that's great. I got a picture from your publicist, Dave, and you look great. You have a way of making people smile and laugh no matter what the situation is.
Oh, thank you.
So
thank you. That's a good reputation to have.
It's a great reputation to have. And for somebody that's tuning in and maybe listening for the first time and hearing this name, Mark Bego, just give them a little bit of a background. Your first book was all about Barry Manilow, I believe. Am I right? Did I get that?
You're right.
Oh, see, I remember. And then after that, what came after the Barry Manilow book?
Well, I did Barry Manilow and The Captain and Tennille at
right.
the same time. Then about 5 years later, I did The Doobie Brothers. And then about 4 years later, I did Michael Jackson, and then I've been pumping him out ever since. Such a big hit for me. Mary Wilson of the Supremes, and I did Supreme Glamour, which came out last September, August in the UK and September in the US, and it hit number 1 on 7 different charts in Amazon. It was a huge success.
Oh, good for you. I hope you made a lot of moolah shmoolah out of that deal.
Well, you know, the royalty checks, I keep looking in the mailbox. They should be coming any day now.
That's nice. Also, one of my favorite books you did, Eat Like a Rock Star, Volume 1. Eat Like a Rock Star TV shows in the works. I mean, what do you got going on these days? Let's just start there. What do you have going on?
Well, Eat Like a Rock Star was so much fun. We've talked about this before, and I know you and I love good recipes and good food. So I got this idea after I did a magazine with Mary Wilson in 2012. It was to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the release of the Meet the Supremes album. So we were doing this magazine, and I was working with Mary, and I had to fill in a couple of pages, and I wanted something different on them. And I said to Mary, do you have a couple of recipes? Let's do a couple of Supreme recipes and make it look like a, kind of a at-home kind of magazine. So they did the recipes. She gave me the recipes. They laid them out. I got a look at them, and I was like, oh, my God, I could do a whole book of this. So I started calling everybody I knew, all the different rock stars and musicians I knew, and I said, I bet you've got a recipe. Everyone's got a recipe or a favorite thing you like made for you, even if you don't cook. And I got 46 different rock stars to give me their favorite recipes, and the book became a huge top 10 bestseller for me. And this was a book, all kinds of people said, you can't write a cookbook. You're not a chef. I said, I've been cooking since I was 14. I think I know my way around the kitchen. So not only do I have the 46 rock stars in it, but I also have recipes of my own, which I've shared.
Yeah, those are really good recipes. You know, I think we should add to that pork roll, egg, and cheese on a hard roll with pepper and ketchup. That's a New Jersey delicacy.
Ah, I'll have to try that.
Yeah. Some people call it Taylor ham, and we have arguments about Taylor ham and pork roll. It's actually led to bar fights in Jersey bars. So
wow.
And there's a difference between what you would do in North Jersey and South Jersey with the whole recipe. A lot of people in North Jersey like fried bologna sandwiches. I don't. I like the pork roll. Taylor ham pork roll, I guess is what it's called. It's out of Trenton. Really good stuff.
Oh, that's got to make a great sandwich.
Yeah, and one time my brother, who is really... he loves his food. He's a foodaholic, if you want to call it that. I think the Taylor ham plant burnt down in Trenton, and he actually wore a black band on his arm for months until they were able to rebuild
now that's a devotee.
Yeah. And I also, one of my favorite foods, comfort foods, is always macaroni and cheese. But what I like to do with the macaroni and cheese depends on what mood I'm in. Sometimes I'll add some peas. Sometimes you can add broccoli to it. And sometimes you can add tuna, peas, or you can actually put in pieces of fried up Taylor ham, pork roll in there, whatever you want. You can do a lot with the macaroni and cheese.
I like bacon in it. Bacon has a nice flavor.
Yeah, you can almost
fry up some bacon and chop it up with a pair of kitchen scissors into nice little ribbons. Oh, it's so nice.
And then
what
what also you could do is take hamburger bits, bacon, and mix it in there, and you got a bacon egg. You got a bacon hamburger, whatever you call those.
Oh, that's great. And I love to put panko breadcrumbs on top.
Oh yeah, that's always good.
It gives it a nice crunch.
Yeah. So it's good that we talk like this because a lot of people are stuck at home, right? I get hungry. After you read about the Doobie Brothers, you get the rock and roll munchies, so you want to have some of those comfort foods. And a lot
exactly.
A lot of people are.
And there's a Michael McDonald recipe in the cookbook.
There you go.
There you go. You can Doobie Brothers out.
See, it would be funny if it was a Michael McDonald's recipe where he takes
Michael goes to McDonald's.
Yeah, orders the number 2. So one of the things people are doing as they do the stay home thing, I don't even know what this is called. What do we call this? Is it house arrest? I call it house arrest.
Well, it is kind of like house arrest. It is in a way, and it's forced me to go through my kitchen and find all kinds of things. Best have eaten by 2015.
Yeah, it's still good.
That's got to go.
No, I think it's still good. And here's something else that people will do. They go through their closets and they find old clothes, and then they try to put them on, and they don't fit, so they get the bell-bottom blues. And then you could take this opportunity to lose weight, but I think more people are going to – the only social distancing will be the button on their pants to try to fasten it. There'll be a wider distance after this is all said and done.
You know, it's very good that I know how to bake so well. It's very bad that I'm all alone to eat everything I've been baking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you on that. You could ship it out to people if you like.
Hey, a whole batch of cookies. There's a lot of food groups in there.
Yeah, that'd be great. Now, while you're stuck at home, what kind of books do you think you might be working on? Or I should rephrase the question. What kind of books are you working on? I know you probably are writing something down.
Well, it's facilitated work on my latest book. Because of Eat Like a Rock Star, it's put me in touch with a lot of old dear friends in the rock business, and a lot of them wanted to write their memoirs. So the first one that got to me, who really appealed to me and has a great story, is Freda Payne.
Oh.
Who doesn't love the song Band of Gold? Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. She and I have been working on this book for about a year now, and we've got pretty much the whole manuscript together, and we've got some interested publishers, and it's really a fascinating story. If anyone only knows Freda Payne because of Band of Gold, the big #1 hit, she's got an interesting story that she used to sing with Duke Ellington and his orchestra. She toured with Pearl Bailey. Mm-hmm. She appeared on Broadway. She has toured in Sophisticated Ladies all over the country. She continues to do just incredible music. And the people she's had affairs with, oh, my God.
Oh, man.
You have to wait for the book.
Oh, come on. Just give us a few. You can't bring that up and not mention any of them.
Well, that's... You'll have stay tuned. We'll be talking again.
Hold on.
We'll be talking again.
Wait. Let me just throw out some names. You could tell me yes or no, or laugh. If you laugh, that means it quite possibly could be true. Eric Estrada.
Not that I know
of. But you're laughing. All right, never mind.
That's a good one, though.
You know who's another interesting person in pop music that I think gets overlooked a lot? And I realized this a couple of weeks ago. I was watching an episode of Chips with my daughter, and there was Laura Branigan. She made an appearance, right?
I just thought of her recently.
See, there you go. I think she's overdue. You have to write a book about her. She sadly passed away from a brain aneurysm. She had a bad headache, didn't know what it was, and then one day she just didn't wake up. But she was in Chips. And then I looked at some of the songs. We all know Gloria right away, but there's a lot more to her than that one song. And I think she's out of New Jersey originally, so that's a good one to look up. What
an amazing voice she had! Yeah. What an amazing voice!
And nobody's done a book on her. I think maybe you want to write one on that.
That's an interesting idea.
You know? Write books on people who've showed up in television shows that you didn't think were in television shows. Do you know?
Well, that brings us to Leslie Gore.
All right,
as
go.
Kit Kat, Catwoman's assistant in Batman.
I did not. I forgot all about that. Yeah. Or how about John Travolta's first TV appearance was an injured teenager on Emergency, Squad 51.
Oh, that's so funny. And the Supremes as nuns on Tarzan.
I did not know that. See? That's good stuff.
Yes.
See what happens.
YouTube that. That's a fun episode.
When you're at home, you start watching all of these different things. And then here's some of the at-home movies you might consider. The Sound of Music. Right?
I haven't seen that in a while. That's a good one.
That's a good one. But then you read, when I watch any of these movies, or my wife is with me, she'll watch, we start looking up the background that you'll find on the movies. And you find out that Plummer, what's his first name?
Christopher Plummer.
Christopher Plummer You know what? I'm not going to say it over the air, but he was something else to deal with. I mean, the goings on with this guy behind the scenes. Maybe if you really want to truly maintain your affection for the movie, don't read about the. You don't want to see how the sausage is made. That's all I'm saying.
Sometimes you don't want to know the backstory.
No, you don't want to know the backstory. It kind of tarnishes the whole thing. So that's a good movie. Now, you know what you're really good at? Great ideas. Whether it's writing books or weird jackets you want to put on or food. Now that everybody's under house arrest or in home confinement, and obviously I don't know how much longer this is going to last, a couple weeks, maybe 3 or 4, who knows. You got to make the most of your time.
Yeah, probably till May 1st, it looks like.
All right, you got to be creative, right? You got to make the most of your time. So what are some ideas that you have for people that are stuck indoors, either by themselves or with other family members?
Well, because we're so grocery store challenged, I recommend that everyone go through their pantry, and they will discover things that are great they forgot were there and can be made into something, or things that ought to be tossed out before they get botulism. So that's been a really good thing. I've done a lot of recycling by rinsing out bottles of things that were way expired. Mm-hmm. The other thing I've been doing is going into my garage, which is full of my archives and tons of albums and goodies and things, and organizing them in a way where you can find everything. We've got so much time on our hands. I spoke to Mary Wilson the other day, and I said, "What are you up to?" She said, "I'm organizing my garage." I said, perfect time for this. Because oh my God, has she got memorabilia. I've been in Mary Wilson's garage before. It's a Supreme mobile and all this memorabilia. She's got 3 garages and a storage unit full of gowns and everything else. So this is a good time for everyone to go through their stuff and take inventory. And if you have a backyard, go trim, go weed, go do things in your yard. It'll look fabulous. Well, even if you've got in the city and you've got a balcony or even a windowsill, dress it up so your view of the world is even better.
Yeah, or
that's what I recommend.
Moon people as they go by.
Exactly.
Now's the time to get away with things. I've noticed one thing. I don't know what's going on in my neighborhood, but I look in the backyard, and we've had practically a herd of deer showing up almost every day. Oh, yeah, every day. Until this whole COVID-19 home confinement stay-at-home order, and I'm wondering who shot them. I'm wondering at what freezers they're in.
Someone's making venison.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, hey, how come we're down to 1 deer here? Who's eating these things? So
that's crazy.
Well, it's an opportunity. Somebody got smart and said, they keep coming in my backyard. Let me sit out here.
Maybe the deer all went to Six Flags or something because the people aren't there anymore.
That could be it. Hey, the dolphins have returned to Venice, so...
Yeah, have you seen the pictures of Venice? My God, the canals actually have clear water in them.
I never knew that they were clear to begin with. How about that?
Oh, my God.
And I think once this is all over, everybody's going to go crazy and go all over the globe. I think the opposite effect will be what happens. You don't think people are going to travel, but they'll cash in on all of these great deals. You can go to Vegas round trip right now, I think, if you can find a flight. If one actually flies, takes off. $200 round trip, including all hotels are closed. So I don't know how.
Yeah, exactly.
I just see the deals.
Sleeping bag.
I just see the deals on Expedia, and I'm like, wow, this is a great place to go to because I'm just waiting for things to open up.
Oh, and they will open up. And I think you're right. I think that once we've been confined for all these weeks, everyone's going to have real cabin fever. And I think the airlines, this is just an idea, prediction of mine, is that the airlines are going to make it so facilitatable to just purchase cheap tickets because they want the business that you're right. I think people are going to fly everywhere.
Well, they'll be enticed to go back. And cruises will be like, $1.99 for 7 days. Watch.
Oh, my God.
Who else is going to go on a cruise anymore? So, we think about what's going on, and here's another prediction I have. There's maybe 3 possibilities: higher divorce rate, or higher birth rate, or I don't know what else. What else we got? What else we got to choose from?
Higher video porn rate.
Oh my gosh! I figured leave it to you to bring that one up. Okay, great, fantastic. Sick devil.
A little humor there.
You sick monkey is what you are.
A little cabin fever humor.
All right, so besides Laura Branigan, what else can we come up with that you can write about? How about
Well,
something...
there's a lot of people who have fascinating stories who only had a couple of hits or only known for a couple of hits. And, or a certain era. I just saw where there's a huge box set on Donna Summer. Well, Donna, God, she was so big in the disco era. Just loved her. But then, of course, she kind of fell out of fashion, and then it was so sad the way she died of cancer a number of years ago.
Yeah.
But what a great gal.
All right, so you got Donna Summer. How about Dave Mason? Have you ever written a book about him?
No, I haven't, but I've talked to him. He's interested in writing a book, but we never got the terms together. But it has been discussed. He's a nice guy. I've met him before.
I could put that together for you. He's a good friend of mine.
Oh, he's wonderful.
Yeah, he called me on New Year's Eve. He was talking about the things he wanted to do, but that's all on the back burner now.
Well, and maybe it's going to facilitate a lot of people calling me and going, hey, life's too short. I got to do a book with you, Bego.
Maybe one day we'll do my story. I don't know if I have well, you know something. You've seen what happened to me in my career, and you know some of one of the national stories that I was involved with anyway. So
everybody's got a good story.
Everybody does. Everybody does have a good story. Who's written a book about you? How about you doing an autobiography about you?
Well, I did one a couple years ago called Paperback Writer, but I think it's time
I remember
to update
that.
it.
Yeah,
I think it's time to update it.
I think so too. All right, so we caught up with you. We know what you're cooking. We know what you're doing. You gave us some good ideas. Laura Branigan is a possibility. You're working You're working on the book with
Freda Payne.
Freda Payne. That's good. You're going to tell us who she had her affairs with. Now I got to come up with some more names for this.
Next visit. You come up with a better ride.
Right.
There's politicians. There's actors. There's singers. There's all kinds of people.
Elvis.
No, never Elvis. Never Elvis.
Hold on. Let me throw him under the bus. Mickey Dolenz?
Who?
Mickey Dolenz.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, let me just throw him up under the bus because we all know him. Let's see. Danny Bonaducci.
I don't think so. She likes more powerful men.
Oh, okay.
I mean, not to insult Danny. Not insulting Danny at all. But powerful politicians.
I'm just bringing up people I know to see if I got anything on them. See if you laugh. Carmine Appice.
Not so far, to my knowledge.
Rod Stewart.
No. No, not Rod.
I don't want to bring up my one friend because he's too good of a person to bring him up and throw him into this. Let's see. I can't think. How about the guy who played the skipper on Gilligan's Island?
Alan Hale Jr.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
No, that's unfortunate.
Nor Gilligan.
Well, How about the guy who played Thurston Howell? What was his name?
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Jim Backes. He's the voice of Mr.
Magoo. Yes.
I've been to his grave. He's in the same cemetery as Marilyn Monroe in Hollywood.
Yeah, really. I passed that cemetery, thought about going in, and I'm like, nah, it's a waste of time.
Oh, you have to go. It's the most fascinating cemetery. Fanny Bryce is there. Jack Lemmon's there. Walter Matthau is there. Billy Wilder is there. And the funniest one is Merv Griffin, and his gravestone says, "I will not be back after a word from our sponsor."
Now, that's funny. Yeah.
It says that on his tombstone.
That's something you could do. Nobody's going to question you if you're walking around in the cemetery. So that's an activity you can go and do.
The history there.
Yeah.
It's haunted with just amazing memories of people.
Good stuff. I'm glad you brought that up. So now I get some more ideas to ruminate over. Another great
of course,
word.
Marilyn Monroe's stone is,
Yeah.
always got lipstick kiss marks on it.
Oh, who puts them there? That's weird. Do you know?
I hope they disinfect it.
Did you nowadays, right? There is the Edgar Allan Poe where he's buried, and something happens once a year with a bottle of cognac. That's always a good to investigate.
Oh yeah, like going to Jim Morrison's grave.
Yeah, who's in there? We don't know, and his lease is up. The lease is up. Wow. All right, Mark Bego. I think what we need to do is check in with you, same exact time, same exact channel next week. And maybe you can give us an update of what's going on because it's
okay. I'll let you know what I've cooked and what I found in my kitchen,
and we'll go through another list of names. I'll make my list up and we'll go over that. Maybe we can conference Freda Payne in. That'd be funny.
Oh, you're too much.
All right. How can somebody follow you or buy your books?
Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, or when the virus is over, go to the bookstore of your choice.
No, who's going to go to the bookstore of their choice now? You can't.
Well, I
They're
guess
closed.
you're going to be doing Amazon and Barnes & Noble. The Barnes & Noble coupons will work for delivery as well.
All
Love
right.
Barnes & Noble.
Okay, good. Go to Barnes & Noble then. All right, Mark Bego, thank you so much. I'll speak to you soon.
Okay,
All
thanks
right,
so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.